Hey everyone, my name is Jamie Lee. Welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching this video today. Now today we're back with some new stuff from Knix. Specifically today I got one of their new SculptRib sets. I bought this myself. I was just very excited to try it based on the photos from the website. So I thought we would try this on, talk about it, talk about the fabric, how it fits, how it feels, and just how the set looks in general. I also have a different SculptRib piece that I wear literally constantly, one of the bodysuits that I thought we would just quickly talk about. Now, if my voice sounds weird, which it might, or if I seem very out of breath, it's because I am recovering from COVID. So I've been super sick for the past week. My husband went on a work trip 2 weeks ago and unfortunately, ended up bringing COVID back. So he was really sick. I tried to stay away as much as possible, clean everything. I still ended up catching it. Super unfortunate. Now, I'll include timestamps down in the description of this video. So if you don't care to hear about this part, about the COVID situation, feel free to skip ahead if you just want to see the review. But I don't know if you've had COVID yet. This is my second time having it. I feel like I get such a different set of symptoms from most of the people I know. I think most people, at least in my family and friend group who catch COVID, seem to get maybe fever, chills, maybe some aches and pains, and then a dry hacking cough. I do not get that. I start out with a pretty scratchy throat a day before and I'm like, oh god, here it comes again. Immediately the next day, my entire throat swells up to the point that it almost doesn't look like I have a neck. It just goes straight chin down because my lymph nodes and my throat is so swollen, to the point that I can barely even swallow. I also get very phlegmy and disgusting. So I'm hacking up a wet, disgusting cough all the time. And I always get a tremendously high fever. I think my fever this time peaked at 104, which is insane. And I felt terrible. I was borderline hallucinating. I kept thinking I was in my childhood house, in my mom's bedroom. And then I would open my eyes and look around and be really confused. Not a fun time. So I've been super sick. I'm finally feeling much better. My voice is still just a little bit weird. I have a bit of a cough still, but I thought that we would review some stuff today. I would be very interested to know though, if you have had COVID, if you've had it more than once, did you get the same symptoms both times? Mine were years apart, exact same symptoms, same time frame, everything, even though obviously it would be completely different strands. What were your symptoms like if you got it? It sucks. I felt so terrible. Anyways, happy to be feeling better. First thing we have today is one of the new SculptRib sets that comes with a skirt. So this is a midi length pencil skirt and then also a long sleeve top. Now, obviously you can buy both of these pieces separately if you don't necessarily want the full set, and they come in a bunch of different colors. So this set in particular comes in this color, which is kind of a really pretty dark cherry burgundy color. I thought that this was perfect for fall. I'm sorry, I'm also still having a lot of weird brain fog where I forget what I'm gonna say. If that's really annoying, I apologize. So we've got the dark cherry. They also had a really beautiful brown. They had a cream and then of course a classic black as well. And then in addition to releasing this set, they also released a new dress that comes in both green and black. I really love the dress, but I would have loved it if it had have come in either the dark cherry or the brown. I just know I'm not personally somebody that wears black often, and I probably wouldn't wear that particular shade of green. So I didn't get that one, but I do still think that it's very cute and it's going to follow very similar fabric principles and fit to this. So I thought that we would talk about this and hopefully that will help you decide if you want the other as well. Now, first, I think it's important to talk about what is SculptRib. So this is a thick ribbed fabric that has a fairly tight bodycon fit that is meant to provide a little bit of smoothing out of everything. You are meant to be able to wear these completely braless, and while they're not necessarily shapewear, so they're not completely snatching you, they will kind of smooth out any bits of lumps and bumps, any cellulite, so that you can feel really comfortable and confident in them. Now, I already knew that I liked this fabric because I do have this bodysuit that if you follow me on LTK or on Instagram and watch my stories, you'll know I wear this really, really often, exceptionally often. This is one of my favorite, just I'm going out to dinner with a friend. It's a weeknight, whatever. I'm going to get my haircut. Like, you want to look decently nice. You want to feel a little bit put together, but it's not like a fancy thing. This is what I wear. This and dark jeans all the time, and like a pair of boots. So the fabric itself feels very smooth. It does have a ribbed texture on it, but it's something that's not like itchy, scratchy whatsoever. It feels really nice and soft and smooth on the skin. It's not necessarily super thick. It is just thick enough to kind of smooth things out without being so thick that you're going to feel swelteringly like hot in here or anything. Now, in terms of sizing, I personally go with the recommended size based on my measurements for everything in SculptRib, which is a size large. Now, I would usually always get a size medium in tops. However, with these, they fit quite snug on purpose so that you don't have to wear a bra or anything with them. And I have a pretty large chest. I wear a 34G in bras and have a 41-inch bust. So I always size up to the large so that my bust actually fits in here properly. And same with my hip measurement means that I do need a size large in the bottoms. And I feel like the size chart is very accurate for the SculptRib stuff. So I would recommend checking your measurements against the sizes and going with the one that it recommends. If you are like really between sizes and you want like a sculpting, close to the body hugging fit, I would recommend sizing down. If you prefer something comfier and you're okay with it fitting slightly looser, I would probably size up. I hope that that is helpful. If you have any questions about sizing or anything, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. So obviously, as a matching set, this does almost end up just looking like a dress, which I think is very cute. You could wear these pieces separately with completely different things if you wanted to, but I do think that it's nice that you do have kind of this matching set that you can wear together. Now we'll talk about the top first. Obviously, this is a long sleeve. The sleeves are nice and long. They're coming down to my fingertips, which I would always rather have sleeves that are slightly too long than too short. So I feel good about that. We have this scoop neckline, which I think looks really good. This is a full length. My belly button is way up here and it is ending down at the hips for me. So you don't have to worry about this being cropped whatsoever. I am not wearing a bra of any kind under here. I'm not wearing a pasties, a bra, nothing. And I feel like it actually looks fine. One thing to keep in mind, I have a pretty asymmetrical chest. Like I have one side's bigger than the other, but because of the nature of this fabric, you can kind of like pull things up inside, set the fabric wherever you want it to be, and it will kind of stay there. So I do actually think that I could get away with wearing this without a bra. Now, obviously you're not going to have like the support of a bra. So I would still end up getting back pain if I wore this for a really long time. I think I will probably tend to wear this with a bra, but I think that it's nice to know that you don't need to. Especially if you're somebody with a smaller chest that you don't necessarily need the support, you don't care about the support, you just don't want your nips on full display, or you want like a little bit of like smoothing out, you want to be able to like lift things a little and have them sit a little bit higher. You can absolutely do that in here, and I do think that it looks very cute. Definitely super cute top. I do really like it. The back just comes all the way up, which I think looks nice. Now obviously, since we don't have a bra on, it looks super smooth at the back, which is one of the benefits of no bra for sure. And it is very comfy because no bra, once again. Now we also have the skirt. You can see that this comes quite high on me. I do think that like you could shimmy it down to a degree, but this is where it's like naturally wanting to sit on me on the smallest part of my waist. So the skirt is a midi length. It is, once again, like fairly bodycon, but it does have a slit at the back, so you don't have to worry about this being hard to walk in because it's not like super tight against your calves or anything, which is nice. Now I am on day 2 of my period, so I'm like fairly bloated today, but I do think that this does kind of smooth that out a little bit. I don't feel like I look as puffy as I feel, and it does definitely smooth out cellulite. Like I'm not noticing any cellulite at the back when I have lots, so I feel like usually in something like this you would be able to see it. And overall, I feel like this is super cute. Definitely something that I'll wear a lot in the fall. I actually might wear this to Thanksgiving because I think that it is super cute. Definitely the vibe of Thanksgiving. Canadian Thanksgiving, not US, in case that wasn't clear. But you'll definitely have to let me know how you like this. Do you think it's cute? Do you like it as a set, or would you like the pieces better on their own? I do think that the skirt just with like a plain black tee or like even that black other bodysuit that I have from Knix would be very cute. I think that this top would be perfect with like any pair of bottoms, like some looser fit dark jeans. I think it would be really cute. But definitely let me know what you think. All right, this is the other SculptRib piece that I own that I wear constantly. Like this is probably one of my most worn tops. So this is the long sleeve square neck bodysuit. I love the neckline of this. I just think that it looks very flattering. Now I am wearing a bra with it this time. I'm wearing the Wing Woman bra, also from Knix, that just gives you like basically push-up but wireless. This is definitely a very unique bra in my collection, but I think in a top like this, it looks absolutely perfect. So this is a bodysuit. It is thong style, so it does cut up at the back. It does have snaps between your legs. However, I find that they don't hurt because they aren't too wide. Sometimes when you get these bodysuits, the snap portion is like 5 snaps wide. It's just too big, and I feel like it ends up mashing your bits. At least it ends up mashing my bits, and I find it super uncomfortable. This one, like I said, I wear this very often and for long periods of time when I wear it. I've never found it to be super uncomfortable for me. If you really hate bodysuits, they do also make, obviously you just saw that burgundy long sleeve top. They also make short sleeve tops in this exact same fabric, tank tops. So there are other options if you don't love a bodysuit. Alternatively, if you love a bodysuit but you don't like long sleeves, they have bodysuits that are tanks and tees as well. I keep having to pause to cough, and I feel like every time immediately after my voice sounds worse. So that's great. We'll try and get through this quick. So in general, very, very cute bodysuit. Once again, it just hugs you in a little bit. I feel like it looks super cute from all angles. Just like the perfect black top. I have washed this many, many, many times, dried it, and it still looks completely perfect. So I have no doubt that the new burgundy dark cherry set is going to be very similar and look great even after multiple washes and wears. So definitely recommend it. Now, last thing that I have super quickly, I am planning to revisit my ultimate bra guide for Knix because there's been a lot of new bras added. A lot of the bras in the original video have been taken away or replaced with new styles. So I am planning on doing a new one. I realized that this is one of the only bras that I haven't actually tried from Knix. I don't know how I missed it. It is the Mesh Deep V bra. I actually have the Mesh Deep V bodysuit and I really like it. So we will try this on really quick. Obviously, I'm gonna throw on some pasties because it's a little bit sheer, but let's see what this looks like. All right, so this is that Mesh Deep V bra. Now I got a size medium plus plus. That was the recommended size for a 34G. And I'll be honest, I think that the cups fit a little bit small. I have quite a few bras in a size medium plus plus from Knix. Usually the cup space is perfect. This one, I definitely have some spillage out of the cups on both sides. So it is fitting like a little bit small in the cups. Now compared to a lot of other Knix bras that I've tried, I would say that this one is much, much lower on the support hierarchy. I personally don't feel like I'm getting very much lift from this. I also, once again, don't feel like I'm getting like a ton of support from it. Plus I'm spilling out the front. So this to me tells me that I would probably need a completely different size in this. Now the band fits great on this. I think that the amount of support that I could get from this tiny, really flimsy band though is not much. Most Knix bras, like most of their wireless bras, have a thicker band, which is what is allowing you to get like actual like lift and support out of these bras. This one just has like a very small elastic band. I personally would say, like having tried this on, this is probably more so for women with much smaller chests. Unfortunately, like some bras are just not made for a bigger bust, and I think that this is probably not one of them. And once again, I'm somebody that loves a lot of Knix bras, wears them daily, especially like the Good To Go bra, multiple of their different Revolution bras, their One and Only bra. I wear them all the time. This is not one that I think I would add to my regular bra repertoire personally, even if I were to get a bigger size, if that makes sense. I also am afraid that if I went up too much, the band is going to be much too loose, even if I can get a little bit more cup space. So I'm just not sure that this is the bra for me. Now the straps on this, obviously fairly thin. They are like stretchy straps, which can be more comfortable, but also usually means you have a little bit less support from that. They are obviously adjustable. And then the band is quite skinny at the back, as you can see. I know a lot of people do not like a really skinny band. something to keep in mind. Overall thoughts on this, I probably would not wear this. It's just a little bit small on me. I don't think that it looks super flattering, but I do think that if you had a smaller bust and you wanted something really breathable, really lightweight, airy, you probably would like this. The mesh feels really good. It's super soft. It's like their silky power mesh. I've liked this in pretty much everything it's been in. The deep V mesh bodysuits, I'm not even sure if they still make them anymore, but they had this exact same mesh on the top, and I thought that that looked good and felt really good. Unfortunately, the mesh deep V bra is going to be a no from me though. And with that, those are all of the different things I have for you today. Definitely let me know how you feel about everything. If you've tried any of these pieces, I'd love to know your thoughts. I do also want to mention, I should have said this at the beginning before I'm just like standing here in a bra. Knix, once again, continues to turn on and off codes really like seemingly randomly. We were told our codes were going to be live until September 30th. They ended up being live until like the first week of October, randomly got shut off one day. So it is somewhat hard for me to know. When I post this video, I'll go check if the code is live, and I'll include the code in the description box with like a little asterisk that it may or may not be live. I know that that's so annoying. Very annoying for me too. Like always, if you do want to check out anything from this video, I'll include the links for everything in the description box along with what size I got and what color I got so that you really know. But like always, if you have any questions about anything, please do let me know. I have tried pretty much everything from Knix, and I would consider myself a bit of a Knix expert, so I'm really happy to help you with any questions you have. And with that, thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope you have a fabulous day, and that I'll see you next time. Bye!